let me tell you something, uneducated fool.
I'm sure by now you guys have heard of this whole Canadian bank run, all these outages amongst four very, very large Canadian banking institutions. Scotiabank, RBC. I'm pretty sure you guys are seeing these graphs and you're probably wondering what the hell is going on in Canada. Well, to me, I think it's pretty simple. The banks have decided to start shutting down accounts, and some people are already starting to pull money out of those accounts. So it's a combination of probably a little bit of both. And they're doing this obviously in response to Justin Trudeau's sweeping emergency measures, where he now wants to suddenly freeze the assets of the people who support the truckers and truckers themselves. But in reality, what he's probably doing is he's probably randomly freezing assets. And now you've got people who don't support the truckers who are probably getting their assets frozen as well. And people are simply pulling their money out. However, all that being said, let's leave it to our old friend Tim Pool to explain to us what the hell is really and truly going on.
To be going there was so I don't know exactly whose accounts are being frozen, mind you, but there are videos of people going to stores. There's a guy and he's like, I support the truckers, and he swipes his card and it's declined, and he's like, I've got money in this account. They're rejecting it. They won't let me use it. That's how crazy things are going to get, which is going to bring us to a hard parallel economy, precursor to a civil war.
Before we dive into this video, guys, I want to let you guys know right now, this is not the first time that I have done this. I do not dislike Tim Pool at all. I actually like Tim Pool. I actually prefer his reporting to the mainstream media, because the mainstream media is almost like looking at nothing but talking heads. It's basically WWE wrestling nowadays. That's pretty much what it is. Okay, but sometimes Tim Pool gets some things wrong, and sometimes he takes things a little bit too far. Like case in point, Civil War. He's always going on about Civil War this, Civil War that, parallel economies, etc., 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 all that stuff right there. And sometimes there are actual common sense answers to all these problems that he speaks about. Now, before we dive into this, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys share this video. Sound off in the comment section. I'm going to get you guys' thoughts. Also, something else too, I have a Rumble account. I'll provide more information on that right there at a later date. I have another video coming out tomorrow about, we're going to react to Everything is All White. We are going to react to that right there too. I'm going to provide some context on that. But make sure you guys are definitely subscribing. I'm about 5 subscribers away from 500. We can start using that community tab, and I can start taking you guys' requests. And let's go ahead and dive into this. So the answer out of Tim Pool is always to say Civil War, parallel economies, parallel this, parallel that there. Parallel lifestyles and parallel personalities, yes. Okay, I agree with that there. But no, there's not going to be no parallel economies, and I'll explain the reason why. The reason why this is going on is because, very, very simply, people are looking at these measures and they're saying, oh, snap, he's going to start freezing everybody's accounts, so maybe it would be a good idea if I pull my money out. So no, what do they do with that money when they pull it out? They keep it, they hang on to it, they put it in their house, they put it in their homes, and then they put the money back into banks that are not enforcing this crap. They put it back into accounts that, quite frankly, they're not enforcing this unconstitutional edict that they have going on over there. Remember, this entire ordeal is being done unconstitutionally. And by the way, I'll explain the next steps as we get on, as we go further in this video. So, no, I don't think there's going to be a civil war as a result of this, nor parallel economies. Let me explain why. Let's say that you have Delta Airlines here in the United States, who, by the way, enforces vaccine mandates, and they have vaccine passports and mask mandates and all that stuff right there. A lot of times people will say, look, you know, man, I don't feel like having to sit on a plane for 5 hours and having to struggle with, you may have a breathing issue. I don't feel like wearing a mask, anything like that. So maybe next time I'll fly Southwest. Or, you know what, I think I'm just going to go ahead and fly Southwest from now on. I'm not going overseas. I'm going to be within the country. I'll go through the weights as long as I ain't got to deal with the mask mandates and crap and the humiliation or whatnot. So they go to Southwest. The only thing that happens is that Southwest suddenly gets a sudden spike in business, and Delta Airlines gets a sudden decline in business. The same thing with banks. You see, people may have looked at RBC and said, you know what, RBC is going to freeze my account within the next 24 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and pull my money out of RBC, and I'm going to hang on to it. Oh, wait. There's a bank over. We'll call it Town Bank. We'll call it Family Bank, something like that. They're not enforcing Justin Trudeau's crap. All right, so more people just go over there and actually put more money in. It's like they did it here in the United States. Like, let's say you have a Wells Fargo account, and they start enforcing this crap, and you take your money out and say, screw this, I'm going to go put it in Truist because BB&T/Truist, they're not enforcing this stuff. It's not parallel economies. What it simply is very, very common sense. Another bank is just going to simply reap the rewards of another bank who pissed off their customers by going through with the BS law. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So no, it's not parallel economies, and Tim Pool once again has jumped the gun and gone too far. However, I will tell you what will more than likely happen. See, guys, in the past 3 videos, I have made this point about Justin Trudeau. He's a joke. He's a clown. He always has been a joke, and he always has been a clown, and people are looking at him and laughing at him right now because he can't control the situation, when all he had to do was go down there and see exactly what it is the truckers want. I said before that I did not believe the trucker protest would work. I was absolutely wrong. It is now working. Now, let me tell you what happens next. You freeze the assets. The truckers say, you know what, screw this. We're not giving up. We're going to continue to go because we're not getting any money anyways. Okay, so then you got people who agree with them. They're out there protesting with you. Then you got people on the middle who, quite frankly, have not eaten. They want their food back. They want the mandates to end. They just weren't bold enough to actually go out there and protest. Then you got people who probably were in favor of the mandates are now looking at the fact that Justin Trudeau just froze their money because they're doing it at random and not targeted or specific. And now they're pissed off because now they don't have no food and now they don't have no money. So what's the next thing Justin Trudeau does? He probably orders the military to go in. You see, law enforcement's already starting to kind of like, they're starting to wane. They don't want to, they don't want to go through with this stuff anymore. They want to stop taking money. They want to stop taking fuel away from truckers because they think the whole entire thing is dumb. Look, these trucks, you can't move them with a tow truck. But yet Trudeau wants to fire the tow truck, the tow truck drivers for not moving it, even though they can't move it. So what do? You call in the military. Okay, there's going to be a lot of officers, a lot of generals in the Canadian military are going to get that order and they're going to say, screw this, I'm not following that crap. By the way, the same thing would happen here. But they're going to say, I'm not following this crap. So what does Trudeau do? He fires this general. He fires this person here. Next thing you know, you get down to incompetent leaders. You see, there's a reason why certain generals are higher than others. It's because of their competency level. Adolf Hitler ran into the same crap when he started firing his competent commanders. By the way, that's a separate video for another day. But I'm just giving you the picture. You fire all your competent commanders, and then you get incompetent commanders who are all yes men, and maybe they go through with it. Okay, so now the public has turned on the military. So now the public is pissed off, and it's not just the truckers and those who sympathize. Now it's people who initially did not sympathize with the truckers are now upset. They're pissed off with you because you've frozen their assets and because you've sucked the military on them, because the military doesn't know who the targets are because it's this great, giant, big smorgasbord of people protesting. Some people, of course, are caught in the middle. Do you guys see what I'm saying? This is very, very dumb by Justin Trudeau. And you think it's a civil war, but it's not a civil war. It's just civil unrest. That right there is all this is. As a result of this, what will end up happening is members of the Canadian Parliament, even some who align with Trudeau party-wise, are going to run for cover. And then they're going to come back and they're going to try to remove him through whatever Canadian constitutional ways they can do. So no, Tim Pool, this right here is not creating parallel economies. If anything, what's going to simply happen is that certain businesses are going to reap the rewards from businesses who actually go through this unconstitutional edict. And guess what? The ones who go through the crap are eventually going to pay. Guys, John Claymore here. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, sign up in the comment section, leave your thoughts in below. These right here are just my thoughts. Make sure you guys leave them in there. Also, hit that notification bell. I will have a Rumble account out soon. I will explain that in the video tomorrow, and I will see you guys later.
Guten Tag, Herr Jones. And mein Herr. Weg. Tickets, please. Was?
No ticket.